Hey everybody, Joseph Torres here again, the Mad Boxing Genius, and there was a party going down last night in the Bay Area as Andre Ward becomes the new WBA super middleweight champion, defeating the Viking warrior Kessler in the final fight of the final fight of the first stage of the historic Showtime's Super 6 tournament. Now, a few days yesterday, actually, I predicted that Ward was going to win a decision, and he did win the decision, but it did not go the full distance. Mikhail Kessler was cut due to an accidental head bust, and there was actually a few of them throughout the match. But what do you expect with a southpaw and an orthodox fighter going at it? The fight was stopped in the 11th round. Scores were 97-93 and 98-92 on two cards as well. Mikhail Kessler wasn't very happy. He thought the referee was letting Andre Ward get away with a few things, but it doesn't take away from the very dominant performance that Andre Ward put up. And Mikhail Kessler, favored to win the entire tournament. It kind of changes the landscape right now because both men were in great shape, both men were prepared, and Ward really came out proving himself to be one of today's rising stars and elite fighters in professional boxing. Now on to another review from Orillia, Ontario, Canada. Former junior bantamweight champion Steve Molitor defeats Jorge Saez in a tougher than expected bout. Now this sets up a fight for him in the spring, possibly for the IBF Super Bantamweight title that he lost to Celestino Caballero, and Caballero is expected to vacate that title in order to get a match with Juan Manuel Lopez. Now in the main event, Marvelous Marvin Sansona, the Filipino phenom who's expected to be the heir apparent of Manny Pacquiao, who also does come from General Santos City, just like Manny, loses his belt on the scales, not being able to make the 115-pound weight limit. Came in 2.5 pounds heavier, and that fight against Alejandro Hernandez, that fight went to a draw, so he actually loses his perfect record as well. Interesting, during that fight, Hernandez was slipping around the ring for the first couple of rounds, so during one of the rest periods they changed his shoes. He went from boxing shoes to sneakers, and that really made a difference. His punches were a lot sharper, a lot faster, a lot more accurate. And Russ Anber from TSN's in this corner actually made a really good point that because Sansona was not able to make weight, that could have had an effect on his performance. He noticed later in the fight that he wasn't sweating as much as his opponent Hernandez. But yeah, there you go. Marvin Sansona is still undefeated, but does not have a perfect record anymore. Next week we're going to be talking about Lucien Bute versus Librado Andrade. And we can't forget the several other fights coming up. Juan Diaz versus Paulie Malignaggi, Bernard Hopkins against Enrico Ornelas, and of course Roy Jones Jr. facing Danny Green down under. So until next time, I'll talk to you later. Take care, and I am the Mad Boxing Genius. Take care.